Master Duel is coming soon. And if you don't know from Duel Links, in Duel Links, there's a way to see hidden cards. You can't do this in the TCG unless you are looking into the soul of your opponent with a Psych 101 degree. But in Duel Links, you could look at the hourglass. When it turns on, it tells you if they have a card or not. And I did just find out in Master Duel that there is a legal cheating way to see hidden cards, which means it's going to be different than the TCG. Let's find out.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
If you want to learn about legal cheating in Duel Links, I have an entire video about it. It is true. It is intended. It's in the game. It's been in the game since forever. With using the hourglass, you are essentially seeing when your opponent can activate a card, and it only turns on when they can activate a card. And it's not turning on only when they're being asked to use a card. So when it's your turn, you go through your own draw phase, your own standby phase, and then you enter the main phase. Without your opponent being asked to use their back row cards, it will tell you in game if they have something activatable in your draw phase, in your standby phase, and especially in your opponent's turn during their draw phase and standby phase, you could check their standby and their draw phase also. Did they draw a quick play? Did they draw a Mystical Space Typhoon? That is in Duel Links whether you like it or not, and something similar to this is in Master Duel. So let me tell you a first instance of what's going on. This is from Spectating. I cannot tell you if the legal cheating hidden cards is viewable outside of Spectating. Maybe it's not when you're just playing and when you, from your own point of view. So let's say it's not in your own, when you are playing, you cannot see the hidden cards. Does that mean that you could have a friend spectate your game and then reveal to you that they have activatable cards? If it's viewable in the spectator mode, which it is, I think it should also be viewable through regular gameplay when you're playing other people, that when you could see it yourself. Otherwise, as I just said, that's going to be, I would say, it goes from legal cheating to illegal cheating if you now have to have a friend watch your duel to tell you what their back row is. Not cool. So if you focus in over here, this signifies player priority. That blue, you see the opponent does not have any lights on their side of the screen. That blue stuff means that he has player priority to summon, set, activate, or use a spell speed 2, a quick effect. So we're going to focus on him ending his turn. He's going to end his turn, end phase. Let's see what happens. Look at that. It's still his turn. This is not lighting up because it's the opponent's turn. And as you can see from his face, he is clearly thinking about doing something. He's thinking, what is that card? I could tell you what that card is. That card is called the Haunted, and you can't see it in Master Duel. You have to click on the circle. I think the circle should show at least a little picture. There are monsters in his graveyard. That is activatable. That is an activatable Call of the Haunted. So if it were another card, let's say it was Mirror Force, he would not be lighting up. You would then know by ending your turn, if they do not light up, that you would think, I think they got a Mirror Force. I think they got a Drowning Mirror Force. I think they have a Dimensional Prison. I know they don't have a Call the Haunted, right? Because this is telling you that they have something activatable in the end phase. Now, to dispel your fears about this, because a lot of you are probably going to be freaking out. If you're a TCG player, you're going, what the hell? I believe confidently from reviewing the footage that it will only reveal this information to your opponent. Your side of the screen lighting up. Only if you have a prompt, which means if you turn the toggle off, which I'll show you that real quick in a bit, that you could hide your cards. In Duel Links, you cannot hide the hourglass, which this is a much bigger hourglass. The whole freaking field's lighting up. In Duel Links, even with this toggle off, the end phase, the hourglass would turn on. It would flick on for a second, and then I would know he has something. But in Master Duel, it will not turn on if his toggle is off. How do I know this? Well, let's go to my examples. He sets a monster and the lights do not turn on to the opponent. Can you activate Call the Haunted if your opponent sets a monster? Of course you can. In Duel Links, what would happen is he would set the monster, he would see the hourglass turn on. It would turn on, even though he's not prompted. In Duel Links, it would reveal that that back row card is not a Mirror Force, not a Torrential Tribute. It would literally reveal to you right here, right now, with no prompt, that that back row card is activatable. So you would think, it's got to be a Book of Moon. It's got to be a Call the Haunted. It's got to be something that's activatable right now. And to continue the gameplay to show, see, it's not turning on. So I do believe it's similar to Duel Links, but also different. In Master Duel, you will truly be able to hide your hidden cards. So here we could see that there is a toggle button. How this toggle button will work. Let's look at this. Let's focus in on it. I'll tell you how it works in Duel Links. So in Duel Links, the auto button is essentially a Konami employee tapping you on the shoulder of when they think you want to activate your cards. So they think you don't want to activate on the resolution of cards that don't result in a summon. That means if I normal summon a Stratos, I activate Stratos, and you have a Canadia or a Book of Moon, Konami's going to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, do you want to use your Book of Moon? Stratos is activating. Then you say no. Then Stratos searches a card. Now you want a Book of Moon, right? Well, Konami's not tapping on your shoulder. They don't think you want to use Book of Moon on the resolution of the Stratos. You could use it on the activation. You could use it on the resolution of Stratos. That is what auto will do. If you have it on off, then that's obvious. It's not going to ask you. If you have it on, it's going to ask you at every single prompt when you want to use your Book of Moon. Do you want to use it in the draw phase? Do you want to use it in the standby phase? Do you want to use it after they set a card? Do you want to use it after they resolved a card? Do you want to use it at the end of their main phase, at the start of the battle phase? Otherwise, the toggle auto from pretty much everything I just said is not going to ask you in the draw phase. It's not going to ask you in the standby. It won't ask you at the end of a main phase, at the start of the battle phase, at the end of a battle phase. It's not going to ask you with auto. And that is what we are seeing with the lights, that you could turn off the lights by turning off your toggle when it's not asking. So let's see. So let's watch a man turn. He's going to set the Call the Haunted. It's going to go to this player. He's lit up. Draw phase, standby phase. He's not lighting up to red. If he turned his toggle on, he would be able to light up to red. So in Duel Links, I would be able to see that back row be activatable in Duel Links, but in Master Duel, it's not going to be in Master Duel based off of what we are seeing right now. Do you think that's a good thing? That's a bad thing? Do you think we should not even have the fields light up at all when you have a response? Another question is, can you fake respond? If you have a Mirror Force and your opponent draws a card, should you be able to hold down a button that lights up your field even though you don't have something activatable? In TCG, that would be the true TCG experience, right? They summon a monster, you pretend to think with your face-down Mirror Force. I don't know. I don't think you could do that. In Master Duel, should you be able to do that? Even though I love doing that in TCG, I think that would be toxic in Master Duel because you're going to have to fake everything. It's going to get tiresome. You're going to have to fake activate something in their draw phase. You're going to have to fake on all their summons, fake on all their... It's going to slow the game down so much. So that is an aspect of the TCG that I don't think they should mimic, but I do like it in the TCG. It just sadly only works in real life. It loses too much time. Now, very quickly, we're going to see some footage of this card triggering the lights. It has a quick effect to target a face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. So only until there is a card face up on the field and he's receiving the prompt to activate this effect will his side of the field light up. So let's see that, how prominent the lights are. Can you see them? Let's do it. So he activated a spell. Now he's lighting up. He's lighting up because it's asking him, do you want to negate that card? Lighting up, lighting up. Passes. Summons. Activates. Will target a card. Again, you see how much it is lighting up. It is lighting up. Do you want to activate? Do you want to activate? It's going to Synchro Shokan. Goes back and forth. It's clearly showing that he has something activatable. We know it's public information, but if he had a set back row card, this is how much his field would be lighting up at everything, every response. Resolve. And not until it fully resolved did it pass back the light. So it looks like whenever this card is on resolution, it's having him choose to summon something. Okay. Then on those summons again, does he want to activate? See, it clearly shows the light. And you may think that's a good thing because this card is face up on the field, but if that was face down, would you be okay with that? If you had a face down Book of Moon, is it okay? Activates tuning. Now he chooses to negate. Now this is important because now his field's no longer going to light up. That's it. It's no longer going to show him that he has something activatable unless he has something in the hand, if he has an effect veiler, if he has a max C. Otherwise, it's not going to show. It's not going to reveal anything. Are you okay with this? See, he summons, he activates, no disruption. The lights are not swapping. We don't know if you could fake delays. I don't think you will be able to. And he's just going through the motions now, uninterrupted. The lights are not swapping back and forth. And that is legal cheating in Master Duel. Let me know in the comments. It does make it different from the TCG, but you do have a way to hide it with your toggle off. Are you going to be more worried about it while playing Master Duel? It's going to become even more of a misplay to not have your toggle off at the right moment. Because in Duel Links, even with your toggle off, it still shows the hourglass. It takes away that pressure of having to turn off the toggle to hide the hourglass. But in Master Duel, mastering the toggle is going to be probably the main difference between a top tier player and a decent player.